Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to walk you through how to get started on your own ABC book. This is for my 2-year-old pretty much. That is what I created this book for. You could tailor it to whatever age you want, but in our house it is the next step from our busy binder. So if you haven't seen my busy binder video yet, I will link it in the description. But it's basically good for like 1.5-1-year-olds basically. It like is learning shapes, colors, seasons, things like that. And I will link it below because I show you and I walk you through how to make a DIY busy binder as well. But today, the next step is the ABC binder. So I like to use this for my 2/3-year-olds. We will use it as we're working on letters and learning the letters and letter recognition and things like that. So first thing you're gonna need is a binder. I started out with this with like a littler binder, but now we are up to like a full 2-inch thick binder. That's what I recommend starting with, even if it's not full, because it's just easier if you know you're gonna use it to start with what you need. That way you don't have to buy 2 things in the long run. This is nothing fancy. It is just a binder. I have not really like made it pretty yet. You can do it however you wanna do it, but this is what's working for us right now. So in here, when you open it, I have dividers, and these are the letter dividers. And they obviously divide the letters into categories. And then for each letter, I have like little letter worksheets. Okay, so where do I get these magical worksheets? A lot of them, and how this binder even came into be a binder for us, is a lot of them came from a website called Mama Diaries. I will link it in the description, but she has a letter of the week series. And when I first found that, I was like using all those resources, and that's how I decided to come up with this binder in the first place. So she has lots and lots of fun activity worksheets, things like that, that you can do and work with your letters. Not all of them came from there. This one I think is from her Tot Lab series, and this like little bear activity is from her. She's got fire ones, like there's lots of different things. Basically, anytime I find a worksheet or an activity that goes very well with a specific letter, I will put it in here. If it is like the age 2-ish, like difficulty. If you have seen my channel, you know that I do my own preschool lesson planning. So if you are new to this channel, I have a bunch of videos on that, but I can link in the description below a link to my theme planner. It lists all the themes that I'm doing for this year, and on my website I have what activities we're doing with each theme. So definitely have a lot of different resources of that nature if you are interested in that. But this one, for example, these ones like have all different kinds. It's not just a worksheet that matches the letter of the A. For E, for example, egg, I have an egg sequencing activity. So it's sequencing. It's not necessarily language for working on the letter A. It's doing things that start with that letter, if that makes sense, hopefully. Now, I will walk you through these pages in a minute, but I just want you to note that, for example, this first worksheet here, the letter A, it's a shadow matching activity. So you would put the colorful A apple card onto here. This whole binder is full of things like that. So we have a ton of little cards and pieces, and this is how I store those. So in a gallon-sized Ziploc bag, I have 26 envelopes, and each envelope is very well labeled the letter in which it goes with. So in here, you'll find all of my A activity cards are right in this envelope. So anytime we're working on the letter A, I can pull the letter A envelope out, go to the A section, and we have all of our resources right here. Now, when I started this, you can see this is hole punched. I put the letter A cards right in with the letter A pages. That way they were all like together and I didn't have to go to a bag and get it separately. But the binder just got way too thick. Even in a 2-inch, it was like just way too thick. It wasn't working. So I ended up taking them all out of their respective categories and putting them just in this bag. And I do have them like alphabetically labeled in here. Like I do have them each envelope is like A, B, C, D. It's in alphabetical order so that I can find them easily. But these just fit right here on top. So I can put the whole bag here, close up my binder, and it all fits right into my shelf just how it is. So it's still together. It's just not how you might think that it would work out better and more organized, because it just didn't fit that way. One day I might revamp this system and get prettier labels and make it really nice, because that is like my heart's desire. I'm so type A. I love making things pretty and really organized. I just haven't had the time. This is used so often, and I'm a busy mom to 3, guys, so just haven't had a chance to do that. Here's this one visiting us. Hi, Rosemary. Hi, baby. Sorry. Anyway, what you're gonna do is once you find a resource that you like, you're gonna print it out. And what I've done is laminate it. Now, one thing you should know, that when you laminate it, laminating makes it a little bit bigger than 8.5 by 11. There's a little bit of like excess there. So I then 3-hole punch it so that I can put it in my binder. But I just mentioned that the lamination is a little bigger because it won't perfectly fit into your binder. If you're using one of the smaller binders, it will be a little bit bigger, and this doesn't hole punch it like right, you know, where you normally would for paper, like in here. It kind of hole punches it right at the edge because of that lamination. So there's nothing wrong with that. It works out just fine. But if you are a perfectionist, just letting you know, because I tinkered with that for a while. For a while, I was like literally cutting off this small little strip so that it would be perfect. Not worth your time. I'm just letting you know in advance. So once you have it laminated, then you put it in your binder and you're good to go, separating out your pieces, cutting up the little pieces that might need to be cut up. So if you have these sheets that go with it, then you're gonna laminate these as well and then cut them out. I then use paper clips, binder clips, you know, whatever it might be, to hold the certain activities together, and then put those into your envelope. Usually this is used for our letter work, and I'll just pull out the letter we're working on, but I know this binder pretty well. I pretty much know what's in there. So if we are working on food, for example, then I know we have an apple thing and I can pull that out just for that theme unit, if that makes sense. So you don't have to just use it for letters, but if in my space activity, in my space lesson plans, I might also pull this astronaut one out for that as well, if that makes sense. So it is a letter binder. That's mainly what we use it for, but because I know what's in here, we will also use them more often than just like once. All right, so next up is the letter B. So we have B for bear, and this is an activity. It did come from Mama Diaries. So she had imagined that on the little X's you would put Band-Aids. I wanted this to be a reusable type thing, so we just use dry erase markers to help the bear. And this is like one of those that I'll use in my health and wellness theme, as well as the letter B. So this is one that my 4, almost 5-year-old still really loves. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
So then I also have, again, from Tot Labs and Mama Diaries, just the letter B, printable, different bugs, balls. This is a cutting exercise or a sequencing exercise. So I actually have this laminated and in this binder for reusable things and sequencing and stuff. But I also have a, sorry about all the distractions in this video, but this is mom life, right? I also have in my sports theme for the year another copy of this on just like regular non-laminated paper, and we'll do cutting practice with that. So, you know, it can be, again, used for different things. And then this is a few worksheets of this, but this is for counting, and I have lots of little printables that go with this to put in here. This is another beloved one because my kids love babies, and so anytime that I have a baby type of thing, it's a hit here. So I will walk you through a couple more of these, since all the examples pretty much so far have been from that one resource. Hopefully I'll find a couple more to give you, and if I don't in the next couple letters, I will give you just some resources in the description below. So the letter C, this is also from Mama Diaries, and I actually had this for every letter, a couple copies, but we've gone through them so many times that a lot of my letters don't have it anymore. So you can actually use this for dot markers. You could use this as a Play-Doh mat. You know, you can use this in a few different ways, but we love dot marker type style big letter work like this. These next few Reese's are also from Mama Diaries, and this is just the letter C printables. We have a cow and a dairy kind of unit that goes with this, and then cupcakes and shape sorting. Then we have these two. These are from Fairy Poppins, and on the back, so here I have a construction worker and it's a shadow matching activity, and then on the back we can practice numbers and do this. And that is just another tip for these type of things. If you have something that's in the same category, basically, save yourself a lamination sheet and print these front and back. That way you can use both sides and just save yourself a lamination sheet, because they can be expensive. Alternatively, Dollar Tree sells some of the like little pockets that you can then insert a worksheet into and then take it out when you're done and just interchange it. That's another great option if you don't want to do something like that. I prefer storing things laminated because it keeps them structurally more intact. My kids can't rip them up if they accidentally find them. But if you want to save money, if you don't want to spend like a pack of 100 of these, I think is like $12, $15, something like that. So if you don't want to take the time to laminate them all, to you know, put them in a binder like this, then you could just save the paper and put them in a sheet like that from Dollar Tree. But that is a tip when you're using these. If you're doing this, double side so that you can save yourself some lamination paper. All right, this, I'll go through the letter D. This will be my last one. I hope I can find some other resources for you in here. We have Tot Labs again, Dairy Tot Labs. This is Tot Labs again. It's a doctor and a diver, and you have to sort which things are doctor and diver. And then here I have from Fairy Poppins, this. And these I'll pull out for my community helper theme as well. We'll go through and find some stuff to do with that. But anyway, since a lot did not come, other resources did not come out in that, go to Teachers Pay Teachers if you're looking for a certain letter. Type in the letter. You can search by free if you want, and it will give you tons of resources. So I'll link more in the description below, but this is my ABC binder. It's totally DIY, very inexpensive, and basically you could do this for a whole preschool curriculum if you wanted. Like, it's all you need, really. So I hope that this has been helpful to you. I hope that it is easy for you to make. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions at all. I will try to help with whatever I can, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.